Today we're going to talk about how to divide fractions, but we're going to start with something that we know about, plain old division. So we're going to start with that. A 6-meter rope is cut into 3 equal pieces. How long is each piece? So if I'm just going to pretend that this is 6 meters, I'm just going to pretend we have 6 meters here, and I'm going to divide it into 3. Now they want to know how long each of these little pieces is. We're dividing it up equally. So our number sentence is going to be, let's write a number model. Let's start with 6, which is the total amount of this line or rope. And then we're going to divide that divided by 3 equal parts. So if we do 6 divided by 3, we get 2, right? So each one of these is worth 2 meters, is 2 meters long. Okay, let's take a look at another problem. Might be a little bit harder. You might have to stretch your brain a tiny bit. We're going to pretend, we're going to go with a 1-meter rope now. And we're going to cut that into 3 equal pieces. We'll still have 3 equal pieces there. So we have a 1-meter rope. I'm just going to draw it like that. And again, I'm going to mark off sort of equal spots there. Okay, so let's just say that this 1-meter rope, this is only 1 meter, is divided into 3 pieces. What number sentence can we use to show that? What number model can we use? I can use 1 divided by how many? Divided by 3. 1, 2, 3. And when you do 1 divided by 3, you all know that 1 divided by 3 is also written like that. You know that this line is a divided by line, right? So your answer is 1/3. Each one of these is equal to 1/3 meters. 1/3 meters, right here, 1/3 meters and 1/3. Each one is equal to 1/3. And you also can check yourself, because you could go 1/3 if you had a circle and you divided that into 3. Sorry, I'm not very good at dividing these. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1/3. 3/3 equals 1. Okay, so that's another way to look at it if that's got you confused. Okay, let's go with a fraction here. Let's go with a fraction right here. Let's make our rope a 1/2 meter. But let's divide it by 3 again. Okay, so it's going to be a 1/2 meter now. 1/2 meter. And if we do that, we do a 1/2 meter, and we're dividing that by 3. Let's think of our number sentence. Okay. I'm trying to fix so 1/2 divided by 3. Number model. This is going to be a fraction. This is a fraction of a meter right now. It's a 1/2. And we're going to make it equals P for how long is the piece. Okay. So now we can go ahead. How are we going to solve that? Let's think about that for a minute. 1/2 divided by 3 equals P. How are we going to solve that? Think for a minute about fraction circles. You guys, I colored fraction circles for you. And you have these in the back of your book. You can color your own if you want, if you have a copy machine, or you can just make your own. So there's our whole, that's our whole piece right there, right? The red circle, remember how that's the whole? And then one pink piece. Remember, the pink is half. Pink is half. I just cut them in half. So think for a second, if the red circle is 1 and the pink piece is 1/2, how can I split this one into 3 equal parts? Because that's basically what you're doing. You're splitting the pink part into 3 equal parts. So just think for a couple seconds. I'm going to give you a couple seconds of thinking while I grab my light blue pieces. Because I can go ahead, remember how we did this in class where we layered? It's okay if you don't. We layered the light blue pieces. Pretend these are light blue, they're turquoise, I know. That's the only marker I had. We're gonna layer those over the half now, okay? So far I've done a lot of fun fraction circle art right now. So I just layered 3 of our little light blue ones over the pink one. Okay, I want you to just think about what I just did right now. I layered 3 light blue ones over the pink one. So how many, I'm going to ask you, how many light blue pieces are equivalent to a whole circle? Think about that for a second. If you had a whole circle, how many light blue pieces would you have? You would have 1, 2, 3, and then you would have 4. You're probably wondering, why is she doing this? But you'll see in a minute. 5, 6. You'd have 6. Okay? So one of these little guys, one light blue piece is worth what? It's worth 1/6. So think for a second. Dividing this rope up, when you divide the rope up, I'm going to take these guys away so you can see. 1/2 divided by 3 is going to equal what? It's going to equal one of these, 1/6. Okay? Now, let me show you. Let me just show you one other little way. You can also do it with a number line. Okay, so if you have 3 equal parts, and this is equaling 1/2, how much is one little section going to equal? So think about that for a second. Just think. Dividing the rope into 3 parts is like finding 1/3 of the rope, right? I'm going to say that again. Dividing this rope into 3 parts is like finding 1/3 of the rope. And how many people remember what of means in math? Of means multiply, right? So you basically can do 1/2 times 1/3. And that is also going to equal 1/6. So what I want to show you here is that this division problem, 1/2 divided by 3 equals P, and 1/2 of 1/3 equals 1/6 are related. They're related problems. There is an algorithm for division, for dividing fractions. I'm going to show that in another video, but I want you to understand the background information for how to divide fractions, what it actually means you're doing. So I'm hoping that that helped. If it didn't help, it's okay. You can watch the video a million times. And if you don't want to do that, you can come to my lesson at 10 a.m., my Google Meet next week. I'm going to be going over this again because your math page 188 is all about this. So we'll talk more about it. Okay? Thanks.